Hello, friends of Komodo platform. Hello, friends of giving thanks and celebrating the giving of thanks. Hello, friends of crypto price charts, friends of Bitcoin. Yeah, friends of celebrating and watching and charting crypto prices. I'm E. Giuliano. It is the 25th of November, and I am so excited to be here and share the screen, which is showing some price charts, crypto price charts, using the getaurox terminal. Okay, we have the Bitstamp BTC USD price, and we're going to look at it. That's the one we've been tracking. And how's it going so far? So far, so good. In fact, this is a daily price chart. Oh, don't tell me I need to do a quick refresh. I just don't like it when the crosshairs are not moving properly. Then I just get concerned that we're going to get some sort of a bit of a crash or something like that. So hopefully that's the extent. Here the crosshairs are working, and here we go. Let's go. Daily price chart looks like it wants to continue into relatively positive momentum. So we'll see if that continues to be the case. RSI is in a relatively low middling area of 45. It is about a middling area, we could say, but anywhere 45 to 50 seems like a decent middle area for the RSI. And yeah, definitely room to go. So let's look at price itself. On the daily price chart, what do we notice? Okay. We reached the bottom of the Bollinger Band. It was an expected move down. We came back up, found some resistance around this price level here. And yep, right there. And then found our potentially our final dump here on a daily price chart. Seems reasonable to have this type of move. We are roughly around the 26th of November when it was said that in this time frame would be a bottoming. So maybe, you know, whatever we need to do before going to the next level. This already is the middle of December. So where I say here, like this is mid-December right here. So about 20 days before we hit the 15th of December, roughly. So, okay, what do we want to, what else do I notice here is the strength of the Ichimoku cloud as support. All right. For this price zone here, Ichimoku cloud, nice support, boom. It will, I suspect it'll come into play again as a support, and I won't be surprised if we get a touch around here in the middle of December at a 58K level. It wouldn't be surprising if we go up and we come down and we keep going higher. That is possible, although maybe it doesn't have to come there. Maybe it goes up, comes down, and then goes up, and then we figure out whatever happens there. Maybe it keeps going higher, or it still needs to consolidate around this price level here, over somewhere in here. Okay, and this is, again, this is towards the end of the year. So I just want to recognize this is the beginning of 2022 right here, where the end of this green. So there's a good chance we stick around even below 72K until the new year. Interesting. However, there's also a chance that whenever this finishes, whenever this correction move down finishes, well, I should really call it this correction move down, starting roughly around here. This correction move here, when that is finished, maybe we get another one of these massive impulse like that or like that. So in that case, whenever that's finished, that would bring us to a higher level. Maybe that impulse is smaller though. Maybe that impulse is smaller and we get some form of losing momentum, bigger, a little less big, and then even smaller. Let's see if we just play with Fibonacci extensions. What does that give us? Fibonacci extension, power, go. Internal relationship gave us about 78.6. External relationship gave us only a 38.2. Let's check the, oops, we can compare it here. Internal relationship, roughly between, so about probably 45% here, around that 72K, so 75K is 50%. And if we were to go external relationship, yeah, like, okay, fine. So I get the sense that there's a chance that this area could be a more local, bigger top, and we stumble for a little bit. And stumble is not even the right word. It's more like, you know, correction, consolidation, whatever. This is possible, but here's the thing. This channel here feels like an upwards correction. You know, we have this downwards correction, and now we have this upward correction where it's not really, I know there are some impulsive moves within it, but overall, the shape and the channelability of it might be too much like a correction in an upward direction. So that might be the case. And then we continue with more correction, and then, oops, that feels low, but whatever we need to do until next impulse, which potentially brings us out. Now, the thing is though, yeah, as we can continue this channel out into 2022, roughly like that, then it's very soon that we would break below this channel, which is fine. You know what? That means that this corrective move, let's say we come here and we break out of it. That means this angle of corrective move, this trajectory of corrective move is over. Now, it would combine with whatever is happening next. And then maybe there's the impulse that we're waiting for. I mean, maybe it's not in May, maybe it's in February, but if it breaks out of this channel and then to go so soon in February doesn't seem reasonable. It would probably have to go for a while before going higher. But can we really, I can't see it doing that either. I feel like it would have to go up first, then come back down, and then continue higher. That's definitely reasonable. You know, go up to 100K in an impulsive fashion, but following still with this whole channel, and then at some point breaking the channel. Everyone thinks it's bear market time. We're in 2022, and then maybe end of the year it goes to 250K, and then, you know, something extends even into 2023. We'll see what the timeline looks like, but the other option is just a steady climb. Yeah, we get the move up to 100K, and then, you know, retracement, and then continue. This channel could last a while. But if we get in, and this is only a daily time frame, once we start looking at it from this perspective right here, once we start looking at it from this perspective right here, it looks like there's some potential to have sideways weakness, unless we make that third big leap over here in positive momentum territory. That is also a potential. The other option is, yeah, we have some red weakness, and then we go green, positive momentum, but the price goes higher, and we start on the weekly building a bearish divergence, and which could mean a longer number of weeks correcting. That's possible. Having said that, though, everything is up in the air at this point. I do get a good sense of potential for sideways into 2022, which would exacerbate people. It would make them wonder what's happening. You know, we can have periods of sideways action that lead to impulsive moves to the upside. Just trying to see here, you know, even something like this, it's the trajectory is up, but it's not as huge. I mean, it is huge, but these trajectories here on BTC, it's like you make this move up and then look, it goes sideways for a while before bumping up again. So there is this chance, you know, and again, here, look, here's between December 2015 to 2016. So, you know, it had that high, came down, came back up, came back down, but it was basically a whole sideways move for November until May of the next year. Yeah, but it was an important consolidating time. However, we're like right inside of an Ichimoku cloud and all that. It's different. And yeah, it's just a different scenario. Okay, so I don't want to say that that's what's happening. I just want to say that it is possible to go sideways for some time and then make the next move up. And that's that. For me, what does that do? That completes this channeling type of move, makes it just probably a zigzag, a weak form of zigzag, and then we keep consolidating. But yeah, I don't like the way it is complete yet. Yeah, I feel like it needs one more, and then we can break out of it. It would be, you know, and then we can break out of it, do our sideways, and then whenever the time is right, it goes higher. Yeah, that actually feels like a reasonable move for me. You get your corrective move. Maybe these are X waves in some sense. That's definitely possible. I don't see why not. And yeah, okay, that's basically where my thought process is. Now, that's a longer term thought process. If people are wondering what's going to happen, this is definitely in a like a weird scenario. I don't see positive momentum continuing that much longer. And even if the price goes higher, it's going to be, well, the only luck here we could have is to continue building a higher positive momentum. But sorry, whatever. It's hard to draw. Whatever, you get the idea. That kind of thing. But there's a very real chance that we'll do, you know, well, this might go much faster. Yeah, and start building a negative, or sorry, bearish divergence. And you know, having said that, it's like, okay, there's a good chance that it's just going to struggle to reach past the 70 level. It's possible. The other option is, okay, we move higher, maybe it moves higher, but then maybe it starts coming down again because it's reached its top, and there's some bearish divergence on the weekly. That's not the greatest, although it is, maybe this has allowed for enough of it to clear out that this top here wouldn't be connected to this one in a divergent way. But maybe it is, and maybe it's just that these signals are showing longer term movements that take longer to play out in such a market as BTC against USD. Okay, I thought I was going to share a bunch about the other price charts, but we might not get there. I've just started talking so much about Bitcoin, but I guess that's the one that is very curious at this time. For a little while, it seemed pretty reasonable what it was doing, but on, you know, like on the daily and the 4 hourly, this whole corrective move here, as soon as this was reached, and then we started coming down here and making a lower high, it was a good chance that this 3 wave down and this 3 wave up here as like a 1, 2, 3 here, or even like a 1, 2, 3, however you want to describe this intermediate. This 3 down, this 3 up, as we started coming back down, made a lower high. It's like, okay, this must be a 5 down, and there's a good chance 3, 4, 5, we've made it here. There's a good chance, or this is still the 4 and we're going to make the 5 and then go higher, whatever. But it just feels like this is all right. However, the only reason why I'm like, maybe this is not completely complete yet, might be because the amount of time it took if this is the case, we're not confirmed yet. We might have passed a first stage of confirmation, which is breaking the 2 to 4 trend line in the same amount of time or less that it took to create this final wave. So we break this 2 to 4 trend line faster than it took to create, which is true. We do break it faster. We break it within, I don't even have to do that. We break it within 1 unit, whereas we create it within 1, 2 units. So we break it within a unit, but the second point of confirmation is breaking this level where the wave begun, okay, breaking that level in the same amount of time or less than it took to create the wave down. This whole wave down took to create, we said 1, 2. Now we took 1, 2, 3, and we still have not broken this level. So that means we have not confirmed that this is over. It could be over, but it's not a strong reversal. It's a weaker reversal. So there might be more to come, and then we're done. A final capitulation, whatever. We are at a resistance point, and so we might still need to be rejected from there first. It's still possible. I would like to recognize, though, let's go to the candles just for a moment. Yeah, it's a strong green candle, but it's at a strong rejection potential level. So we'll see. The other thing is, I do think we will at least get to this roughly around the 59, well, 58.5 is pretty much the same, because I noticed that, here we go, on the 4-hourly, we have breached this channel, this downward green channel. We breached it to the upside, which is significant. However, the only problem is now we're seeing this Ichimoku cloud as resistance on the 4-hour. So that's there, and it's a very real possibility. What else? Yeah, it could find this level of RSI and be rejected here, or because it did clear out all the way oversold here, maybe it is going to overbought. So maybe it will get into the cloud, make it all the way to 60 or 61,000, and then find some rejection. And maybe 58 is where it ends up, and then we're good to go for the next level. Maybe not. Maybe it gets rejected lower down and we come back lower down. Do we make lower lows than previously here at the 23rd November timeframe, which wicked down to like 55K here? I don't know. I don't think so, but you know, anything is possible. But it is a good sign that we're breaking to the upside of this down channel. In terms of momentum, there is room for continued positive momentum on the 4-hourly. However, it could be lower than this one and just be weak, you know, and weaker, I should say, and just continue this consolidating time frame before the next direction, which we hope is up, because up feels better. It feels more fun sometimes. especially now after this kind of sideways and down correction. We want another one of these. Anyway, that's just a side preference. Okay, so looking at the daily again, lagging indicators are showing potential for positive momentum. So we do look like we could be coming out of this slowly but surely, getting out of here and moving back into the 60,000s into December. That's the feeling I'm getting out of this. I get the sense we are going to make higher highs before we would break out of this channel, okay, to the downside. And I don't think we're going to break out of this channel to the upside. Not, I mean, if we do, then it confirms the impulse that we thought we were in a channel, but nope, boom, we go impulsive, breaking to the upside. And that's when we start getting, you know, 100K by end of 2021. That's definitely within the cards as well. There's no doubt about it. But on a, then that would mean, yeah, after that, it would be a long consolidation, because on a weekly, this green momentum would need to turn negative at some point. And especially if we're going up to 100K price range, then yeah, then sure, turn down and red, and it might be longer consolidation. But that's not quite the sense I'm getting just yet. Although as the game theory rolls on, and Bitcoin City and Bitcoin Volcano and Volcano bonds, and the game theory between nation states and the ideas put forth in the sovereign individual, all of these things start coming more and more into the light, and we start to see the advancements. So I get the sense that this whole cycle here, that people, I mean, some people think it began here. I tend to think it began here. And I do believe in some sense that it could go at least into the end of 2022. Okay, here, sorry. At least into the end of 2022. But there's also a chance that it goes, into 2023. Maybe like spring of 2023 or something like that. And like at this point, these levels here are, those levels there are around 250, 220,000 USD. So I do see that there is a trajectory there. If we just follow this path, we basically get there by the summer of 2022. But how far would we go in this channel? That would be incredible. I look forward to watching it play out. Anyway, these are just some musings on BTC price. And I hope you stick around for more. We'll see where it goes from here. You know, this weekly candle is pretty strong and pretty decent right now in terms of it, even though it's red. It's like good buying support, pretty much. But it is neutral, and there could be a third red candle before we start seeing green on the weekly. But then that would really mean we're getting close to that negative momentum territory. But anyway, it could be just a little bit of red before moving green. And again, then we start watching out for bearish divergences and that sort of action on these lagging indicators. All right, same thing here. Yeah, we are really in a uncertain territory at this point. Could go either direction. However, bias is still to the upside on the longer frame here. On the shorter frame, it could chop around. Yeah. And just again, recognizing on the 4-hourly, we are breaking above this channel, this corrective channel here. So in that case, it looks like we are likely finished with whatever move this sideways action was. We got to find our base and move higher. There is, again, this Ichimoku cloud in the way. So we're going to see what happens with that. That's it. That's it for BTC for now. All right, done. Oops. I'm gonna move on. Thank you, Bitcoin price chart. So the alts themselves, since Bitcoin's showing a bit of strength, some altcoins are showing flat or weak. And on the daily, KMD has been looking half decent here. Yeah, we got some up moves, but then some clear rejection from that previous uptrending upper channel line. And then also with this upper end of Bollinger Bands as Bollinger Bands come in. But okay, now the point is, we knew this was likely to happen, get above the 20-day moving average on a significant level. Yeah, we tested it intraday, and yeah, maybe on a 4 hours, it looks like a dump down that touches and then gets support. However, now is when we really need to touch it, the 20-day moving average, and find support. And it also gives us this lower uptrending band of this channel, lower end of the channel. So if we can support their 20-day moving average channel and then go higher, that's strong. And then the goal is to get above this, the upper end of the channel, and then finally meet Ichimoku cloud yet again. Yeah, that's the goal. We'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes. So far, it's looking all right, looking like it can happen. Oops, that's not what I wanted to touch. However, here we are. So it looks like, yeah, we get some relatively negative momentum, but maybe we're in for some more green. That would be nice. We'll see though. If Bitcoin does get stronger, then this relatively negative momentum could turn into red negative momentum before getting back into the green. That's just how it is. On the 4 hourly, it's looking all right, but it's nothing special. We're in the middle of this Ichimoku cloud. Yeah, we got some correction still to go. It looks like, it feels like. It's okay. If it can stay within this channel for now, that's good. And ultimately, if it has to dump below it, that's fine too. This is the Kmd Btc Price Chart. We're coming to the what feels like the end of a really long-term move, 3 years down. We have this channeling action that we're breaking above, so that's good, this downtrending channeling action. So there you go. Kmd Price Chart is looking fine, just fine. Long line of negative momentum on the MACD. Tiny little nothing happening here. And it looks like, looks like we could be getting back into that positive green, positive momentum. Although maybe it's just some small dinky stuff like this, and we're just sideways until boom, then it's time. I do think the next big move, like on a bigger scale like this is, and like this, I do believe it's going to be to the upside on the weekly time frame. Yeah, so there's your Kmd price chart. And let's look at Parachain, also consolidating after finding a bounce, a spring up to, no, that's not what we want to look at. But yeah, we can see higher lows here. That's good. We want to look at the other price chart for now. If you want to watch the longer term video, watch the double zigzag Parachain price chart video. And most recently, there is the Kmd 3-year downwave video. Okay, so what's happening here? This is the Parachain daily price chart. And really looking at the price chart itself. We're falling back below. Okay, so there you go. So this line here, the most red, is made of these highs, touches, and it looked like we were breaking above it, but it also shows that we are finding resistance from it. So not exactly the greatest. It would have been better if it had gone above it before coming down to maybe to retest that area, even if it comes down to these price levels, but and then go higher. Yeah, we really want to stay, really want to stay above this. That keeps the higher lows, okay? But definitely want to stay above this price level here, because that gives us a good higher low compared to this low, okay? So yeah, oh well, we're still consolidating a bit with Parachain, making the higher lows than the, sorry, lower highs than the previous highs, okay? So anyway, we just gotta consolidate here before going. If that's possible, fine. But we're looking for this to be the lows of the lows from this big move down. Okay, that's Pirate Chain price chart. I don't really have much to say about that other than what we just saw. Okay, let's take a look at a few more. Look at the crypto price charts. So THETA, BTC, I'm doing a little bit of longer term analysis on this, especially considering we did the KMD long-term video. I'm trying to figure out what do we have here. Doesn't really matter. None of this really matters right now. I just want to point out that, yeah, trying to do some time analysis as well. I just want to point out that on a longer term frame, look, it broke down below this type of channeling where we had a touch, a touch, a touch, a touch. But more importantly, even without this channeling, we have now gone, you know, basically, well, we haven't gone below it. We've breached it on a weekly. I'm gonna just candle you right there. So we breached it on a weekly, but this is showing its support. However, on a daily, it looks like, oops, come on. It looks like it might be resistance now. Okay, broke below it, but we are getting the buying support here. So clearly the market is not sure what it wants to do, and it has all this price action here to support it, this price action here to support it. Although this one is more firm, this one less firm because it's just an up, touch, and down, go away. So yeah, I am saying if the ADA BTC price chart breaks down any lower than this, these levels here, 2360, are very strong levels. But let's box it because you might want to get in at this up to this level here. So, you know, this level here seems good. Let's see. Yeah, because this would confluence even all the way back here. Okay, so this is a decent level. Maybe not this low. This low feels pretty low, but so maybe like here. Yeah, that makes sense because I'm actually looking here, but then I see here, and I'm like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. And if we want to be a little conservative, because we got strong action here, this is 25.95. So okay, fine, 26. 25.75, let's call it a fair about 25.30. Okay, whatever, 25.54, whatever, just around that level. I think that's a decent area where if it does dump, that is a good place it could be. However, considering how much this price has dumped, I do get a sense, and I've said this in the previous video, right? Like you could even go up to this level again, and then continue its dump, and that's when it would find this move. And that's possible. It's definitely possible, although less likely. I don't see this type of head and shoulders playing out. Then again, none of this financial advice. I'm not here to say what is and what needs to happen. Yeah, I don't know where this price chart goes, to be honest, but there are lots of possibilities here. I'm getting the sense that the market is not really going to let this happen too much longer. And I'm getting the sense that the market is probably going to find its support somewhere and then, you know, do its thing. I don't know. This, however, this is a big move. This is a big move. Okay, 1,000%. A 10x move against BTC. You put 1 BTC in here, you got 10 BTC out. If you went from bottom to top, that's pretty solid. And so, and the time frame that it happened, not even a year, 246. So that means it if this move is complete, then it's going to take some time. But that's where I'm saying I don't think this whole move is complete yet. I get the sense there's still room for more FOMO and bull market mode and all of that. So maybe, yeah, I don't even know how to shape it yet, what to think about it. It's such a weird looking chart. All the altcoin BTC charts have just this special quality to them. Yeah, anyway, here's your ADA BTC. Basically, we are in a corrective mode. We've broken down out of that opening, widening funnel, whatever, whatever shape you want to call it. Even if you just have the trend line here, we're broken down. That's significant. Okay, so I think it's going to take some time for the ADA price, but we'll see. We shall see. This is a significant rejection at this level that it received. So who knows? I guess it needs to confirm that these levels are solid enough, because to be fair, it never, it did consolidate here nicely, but whatever, I guess it just needs to make sure if that's the case. All right, that's your ADA price chart. So we are looking at anywhere from like 2,000 Satoshis to 2,500 Satoshis as the key support levels and potential buy zones. Okay, not as financial advice. Okay, what else did I want to check out? Origin trail looking pretty much the same where it was. It went up, came back down. What else? Yeah, we got a nice support here within this zone. Okay, and then this is the daily price chart, and then now we're just consolidating within the previous box, the previous horizontal box price level, which relates back to, where does it go? Where does this one go? Back to here. And this box was also, funny enough, was the one-to-one extension of this move here. Okay, so we're consolidating at that one-to-one extension. Previously, when we looked at it, it was more because it was breaking out this triangular action here. You see it in the green, but I'll put it in the red. It was breaking that out to the upside, and so we measured that move from bottom to top, which is again a one-to-one extension. And now, yeah, on the daily, wow, it's consolidating, and it needs some time. It will consolidate. I think these are the levels that it would like to find a strong amount of consolidation, but we'll see. Does Origin Trail have the strength on a daily to hold here? It is coming very close to this important uptrending line here now. If we want to make this the end of the down move, then this price needs to stay above. If this price breaks below and comes this way, which there's a good chance it will, price coming back down, then we change the trend line to match that, and we go from there. It also means that it's going to have some sustained sideways action, which is, there's potential for that. There's also some potential for relatively positive momentum here, which is kind of what it's getting. It's been getting, and that's just what it is. I get the sense that we have room to go sideways for a bit longer. I don't think that the price is trying to come back yet. Yeah, and I just get that sense. However, if it is going to be moving to the upside, it's going to be doing it pretty soon, as on this 4-hour time frame, the Bollinger Band starting to narrow. Oops, that's such a bad drawing. Bollinger Bands are starting to narrow. We're in the middle of this channel, but we are below the 20-period average of the Bollinger Band. So, and we're right near the break of this trend line. So we had a bit of a false break on the 4-hour, but whatever. Yeah, there's a chance, a very good chance we're going down again. Question is going to be, do we make lower lows than this? That's going to be the question. And if we were to make lower lows than that, it would be a significant dump, because if we were to measure these moves, let's just go from here to here. let's just take here, let's say roughly, yeah, like you're looking at some really big dumping action where you start coming back to these previous price levels, which relate to this price action here. So we could break through all of this up, down move, totally reasonable. Look for this 1400 Satoshis level, 13 to 14, 1500 Satoshis as a very big zone to catch some falling knives if those knives do start falling. So there is your zone for origin trail price chart. If we get some dumpage between 13 and 1500 Satoshis. Yeah. Okay, so that is that. Next, I wanted to look at, you know, the SHIB is just dumping, following the trend line that we had carved out here. So I think the last time I showed this on the video, we were right here, and that did not work out well. So it continues. Where is the level? I think here is the level, a good level for finding support. But anyway, I'm not really going to go too far into that. Okay, I think that's it for now. The other one I wanted to look at was DERO. It looked like it was coming back up, but yeah, let me just get us there. Okay, this is a daily price chart. Looked like we were getting some really good strength through here, but there was always caution because we already had a trend line from this price action. We had this trend line coming down. We found that resistance here. It showed the resistance once, came back, tested it again a few times, just kept selling pressure, and now we're dumping below. So although it looked like we could be reaching back up into these levels, this price level here, which relates back here, and it relates back here, proved to be quite significant. And it looks like we're going to continue back at least down to the bottom of this channel area. Let's see if it can hold it. DERO might be in a sideways and up correction as part of its move. The other option is, which is, in my opinion, also relatively likely, is to come back down to these like 17, 18,000 Satoshis level. And if not there, then as previously stated, down to like 14,000 Satoshis. Okay. That's it for now on these price charts. I don't really have much else to say. I know somebody requested, oh, ICX also is going down. Somebody requested Electronium ETN. So just, yeah, we got that big bearish candle here, rejection off of that long-term downtrend. So that's what ended up happening for those of you who remember watching that ICX video. And we're again in that middling price territory here. But we could make it all the way back down below this level here, these previous lows, and make a new higher low than this, but it's lower than this, but it's overall the bigger degree, higher low than the here, and touching on this upward trend line, and then move beyond this area here into the upside above the downtrending. The other danger is to go below and stay below that downtrending, and then we really start to test these lows again. And that means Bitcoin is probably either getting wrecked or it's going up so hard and fast it's wrecking everything else priced against it, as in the ICX BTC or others. Okay, so that's ICX. Yeah, and this is the ETN BTC chart. So if this is what you were looking for, let me know. I'm just doing a little bit of longer term analysis on it. It's been around since 2018. So anyway, if this is what you're looking for, ETN, just write a comment and we will look into it a bit more closely. And then the other one I just wanted to quickly look at was XYO, because we've looked at that before. And yeah, it also is finding this potential triangulation here. So let's watch the daily price chart. It's either going to triangulate here and then dump lower, or what I'm suspecting is triangulate here and then go higher. So that's bias here on XYO is higher. We have this red negative momentum, and I'm guessing it's going to get into green positive, go higher, and then find a bigger correction. That's the sense I'm getting out of all of this. However, it already is, it already shows some bearish divergence here. So that could be it. We could be done between this high and this high, although maybe all of this move here cleared out the relationship between the first one and the second one. So if anybody has any more in-depth knowledge about RSI and reading RSIs and connecting RSI tops or bottoms in terms of divergences, let me know. Write your comments or any other way. Okay, that's about it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was enjoyable for you, educational, entertaining, or something of the sort. And until next time, I'm wishing you love, peace, and happiness. Okay, goodbye.